Sand it.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Monday.
You know what that means? Yeah, it means shitty work, but it also means it's episode 9 of the Shitty Show. The Scope. I am joined by the man himself, whose sheer mention of his name gets the channel demonetized. He is on his birthday eve. He's also on the eve of becoming an Elden Lord. Country music legend. The Hillbilly Man is joining me today.
Yes, that's
me. And I'd also like to be one of the first to welcome you to the Bidet Club.
Yes.
And I just
happy bidet, you know.
Happy B-Day. Oh, I got a soundboard.
I got a B-Day for my birthday. I'm pretty excited about it.
Been telling him about it for years. In case you were wondering, a bidet will actually change your life, and for the better. I do believe.
10 out of 10 recommend.
That's good to hear this early on. You're gonna really like it eventually too. Like you just fall more and more deeper in love with it.
Beast Mode Boone loves it. He's a fan.
Does he really?
Oh yeah.
I was worried about the young ones.
He said he's never taken a deuce anywhere else ever again. That's what he told me.
That's kind of how I am, dude. I'll be at work and have to go, but if I can hold it like a couple hours, I can make it home. And he's
like, I just feel so clean.
I know you feel it. I told you that you feel like you just took a shower. Like, amazing.
On the eve of my 35th, I'm going to crack this bottle of. You don't know what it is. You shouldn't even ever look into it.
Yeah, don't do that. He got me hooked on it.
It's not focusing. It's E.H. Taylor, finest bourbon. Face the planet.
Man, I was gonna drink some cheaper stuff, but it's your birthday, right? Like you can't, you know. I'm an app.
Jeez, what do you do? He's breaking stuff. Podcast
Dude,
listeners,
it went everywhere. You mean podcast listener?
That's what I said. Podcast listeners.
No,
there was 25 people downloading the podcast.
Yeah. So shout out to all 2 or 3 of you that re-downloaded it on different phones and stuff. I super appreciate it. Yeah, this show is a podcast, by the way, for podcast people, all 6 or 8 of you. I have a little.
We love podcasters.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I uploaded the stuff and a few people downloaded it, so I thought that was pretty crazy. Oh, I was going to tell you also, I streamed World War 3, and I got 69 likes on my stream.
Oh, sweet. I wonder if we get 69 likes tonight.
I don't know. I feel like we got a long way to go.
Can podcasters like the podcast? Does that count? Probably not.
I don't know.
I was drinking this out of the bottle. I'm supposed to pour it in the glass.
I'm drinking it with you,
but
so not with you. It is good. You smell it?
Oh, man.
All right.
Hey, Crash, you've been doing some fantastic work here recently. You've really been, channel's rocking. You've got a good array of content going on. Liking the World War 3 videos are nice. The game looks like it's coming along.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're definitely going to
talk. The content's been good.
Appreciate that. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm really terrible at taking compliments. So I'm going to try really hard just to say thank you, and I'm trying really hard.
All right, you suck. And what's the first topic of the evening?
Well, I just don't feel like it would be a Scope episode where we don't laugh and joke a little bit about Battlefield. It won't take long. I just thought this was kind of interesting. I put it on the list. Let's take a look at it. Podcasters. Whoa, wait, hold on. God damn it. There we go. I didn't do the cool transition. If you got the transition, you use it. Anyway, Marcus Leto, if you don't know him, he's what I would consider one of the 3 big hires to the Battlefield franchise. You have Vince Zampella, Marcus Leto, formerly of the Halo franchise, and then you also have Rebecca Kutas from Ubisoft that's taking over DICE in Sweden. Marcus is, as I said, from the Halo franchise, and he is starting a new studio in Seattle, and he tweeted today, "Hey, Battlefield friends, when I'm not reading forums about what is most important to you, I'm focusing my attention on building our new studio here in the Seattle area. We're slowly growing and getting things established." So I thought that was cool that he's listening. And then someone said, "Please make Battlefield gritty again, make it feel like you're part of a war, and make it believable." And he said, "I love all those ingredients." So, I mean, this guy seems to get it about what people want, but I don't know. I'm cautious because I feel like he's working on story stuff, and we've heard from several people, several sources have said that they're going to lean into and continue to do specialists and things like that. And this his studio is going to be working on the story aspect of it. I wish we could hear something like that from a multiplayer designer. That's what I tweeted. Like, people are getting really excited because it sounds like this guy gets it, which I think he does, but I don't know how much sway he has on multiplayer.
Right.
And that's
I'm keeping my I think we've all learned at this point to keep our expectations in check when it comes to any of this stuff.
we learned the hard way.
We did learn the hard way.
It's true. But yeah,
But that's exciting that he's actually, he's doing something and is talking about it. He's talking in the right ways. We'll just see where it goes.
yeah, he said a couple times that he's listening and wants to fix things and wants to make it better. So hopefully that continues, and maybe he can. I'm sure he's in high level meetings and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it can get there. Like, maybe he can put the word out. But I just don't know how they don't know, like, what they need to do with the game. It seems very obvious, from my opinion, and from other games and stuff like that. I don't get it, but I don't get paid the big bucks to do that either. That's way above my pay grade. So the other thing that happened with Battlefield is you pretty much got the scoreboard, kind of. It seems to work. It broke Xbox. They're doing a hot fix today or tomorrow. So
scoreboard broke the game. Who would have thought that
on Xbox
anything
One
like that would have happened?
Yeah, we had no idea. We had no
clue.
idea that this would happen. So yeah, I just wanted to caution people. I've seen some people taking it to the extreme on, like, Reddit and Twitter that this guy is going to save Battlefield multiplayer, and I just don't think he has as much say in multiplayer as we would hope and think. But
and we could go make a bunch of tweets and fire people up.
Yeah, and some would argue that I kind of did that with videos. I was fired up. I fired myself up. So yeah, I mean, talk is cheap, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Yeah, the scoreboard's out. It's a really busy scoreboard, and I'm done talking about it, other than the fact that I think it's incredibly silly that it's not even at the end of round. Like, you can't even look at it at the end of the round. That's coming in the next patch next month.
Get it out of here. Get it out.
Yeah, so that's amazing. We can move on if you'd like, because there's not much to talk about with Battlefield. So what I did want to talk about a little bit more is, according to Ralph's Valve, and just the timing that we know, like, how everything goes every year with the COD cycle, this is going to allegedly be the last year we get a yearly COD release. I think things are going to start picking up for Call of Duty and teasers and stuff like that. I have a couple of tweets from Ralph's Valve, who has been pretty accurate so far with some of the leaks and things like that. But I wanted to talk about what Call of Duty's got going on, because I honestly think, I don't know, I think their marketing always does incredibly well, but I think so much that they're going to absolutely nail the nostalgia cycle for Call of Duty. Like, I think Caldera in World War II has people kind of over that a little bit, and I've seen a ton of people calling for Verdansk to come back, and I think they're going to do it. I've said it for a while that I think they're going to bring it back as a marketing ploy, but I think everyone is really excited for Verdansk to come back, and I bet, like, it's just gonna hit perfect with Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2.
Did you see they're bringing Verdansk to Call of Duty Mobile?
Yeah, are they? I should have looked into this more. I'm not really a mobile gamer.
Man,
Uh,
I don't like Call of Duty Mobile at all. I just thought that was interesting because they just dropped the Blackout map, like, just, I don't know, a couple months ago,
but
and then they're dropping Verdansk in there as well.
I saw they were also putting they were putting feelers out or for something for testers for Warzone Mobile, like
Yep,
a whole different client thing. So
yep.
are they putting Verdansk in COD Mobile and then also Warzone
That
Mobile?
was my understanding. I don't think it's official, but I saw some little leaky leaks, today. Multiple people, uh, were talking about it. So that's interesting to me. Uh,
I think
it's
so.
interesting.
And then the other
It will
thing,
get people to download COD Mobile for a bit to go back to Verdansk, because then they're going to bring it back to Warzone before, yeah, before Modern Warfare 2 drops. It's happening.
yeah, they've created an incredible desire for that map to come back, and like uh yeah, it's just perfect. People were really tired of Verdansk, and Caldera came, and then it seems like with every battle royale, and by every battle royale I have experience with, I guess I mean PUBG, but it seems like the first map always has nostalgia. I guess with Apex and Kings Canyon as well. I feel like that first map like always has like a place in people's hearts that get hooked on a BR. So
True.
people are really wanting that to come back.
It's
Um,
true.
what Rouse Valve did tweet was Modern Warfare 2's third mode, DMZ, will supposedly follow an elaborate storyline in continuation from the campaign, chronicling particular characters, fronts, and quests. So that's the DMZ. That's supposed to be the extraction type game mode that's going to come with Modern Warfare 2. We're going to talk about it a little bit later in the quick shots at the end. We have a few like shorter stories to talk about at the end, and I was going to talk about the Cycle Frontier, which is kind of like people have said it's like a space Tarkov or a Tarkov light. I getting into Tarkov this wipe, I've started to maybe uncover, in my opinion, what might be a flaw with these types of game modes and their replayability over the long term. Do you think there's a possibility we could be getting hyped for nothing and this is just Spec Ops again? Because you remember Spec Ops in
With the
2019?
DMZ,
Because it
I'm not
sounds,
getting hyped for it. I am super cautious going into that. I feel like the majority of their time and their resources is going to go into Warzone 2 to make that run smoothly. I think you're going to have a fairly core multiplayer experience. I think DMZ is going to be more of a test. I don't think they're, I don't think they're going to be shoving a whole lot of resources into that. I
yeah,
might be completely wrong, but and we've talked about it. It's like there's never going to be another Tarkov, um, and Call of Duty cannot pull it off to that scale. And any dumbed down version of it, I just don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't see him putting a whole lot of effort into it.
yeah.
I may be wrong.
Because Tarkov is incredibly deep, and I'm kind of running out of the desire to play it this wipe, and this is my first wipe. So yeah, that game mode might have kind of like a flaw. I feel like where people can hit a wall, and you, you know, the object is to extract, and you eventually do that, and then you start to ask yourself the question of why am I going back in?
Right.
So I don't know. The cycle
Haven't you already
frontier.
escaped?
Yeah, I've already escaped. I beat the game. Like it's over. So I don't know. Hazard Zone was like that. Guys, thank you for 8 likes, by the way. I super appreciate it. Um, yeah. So I don't know how DMZ is going to be. I'm like you. I feel like this could, if I feel like this is another marketing perfect storm. If Tarkov does another wipe where they add a bunch of stuff, say they add the Street to Tarkov map, they add the rest of the Lighthouse map, they do like a 12-13 patch, and everybody gets super excited and back on the early Tarkov wipe people get excited for, and that game is buzzing and popping off on Twitch. And then you have they market this as like a Tarkov light or extraction mode. I could see it like being really great for marketing too. And it could be also hitting at a really good time. But I also could see the game itself being maybe just a glorified Spec Ops, because you remember in Modern Warfare 2019 it was just like little co-op missions you play with your
Yep.
homies, and that's what I could see. I could really see this being like.
And we'll see how far they take it. Like I think it's going to be a test run for them. I don't see them putting a lot of time, a lot of resources. It's going to be like an extra point on their big release. It's like, and also we have this DMZ Tarkov like mode. They know right now their money's in Warzone. I mean, let's be honest. Warzone is where they're making their money. It's where most of the player base is. Uh, I, they pretty clearly know what the player base wants. They're looking for console FOV. They're looking for 120 hertz on the next gen consoles. Um,
Yeah.
I think they're figuring out their map design a little more. They know what people like. They know what people don't like. What's been working, what's not. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's where their eggs are going. I think they're putting most of their eggs in that basket. Uh,
Yeah. Because when I try to really take the nostalgia out of my opinion, I feel like Caldera is a better map from a design standpoint for Battle Royale. Just remember all those points in downtown and stuff and Verdansk and all those wide open fields with a short TTK that
yeah.
just absolutely suck. Like they're
I mean,
all those high
yeah,
points with only one way up.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so I don't know, but
Yeah.
I did like the vibe of Modern Warfare more than
Oh, Caldera is a great map. I like Caldera. I think this is my personal opinion on this whole thing. I think Caldera is a great map. Uh, I think people were coming off of what was it almost well not quite 2 years but 1 year 9 months in Verdansk, and the people that were still around had been straight playing it, and at the end of the day it was still Warzone. It was a new map. They had to learn it. They were uncomfortable, uh, and it was with a game they'd been playing for a year and 9 months. Like I think people have gotten a little tired of it, whether they want to admit it or not. There's a fatigue factor in there. Um, and no matter how good or bad that map was, you know, it's will be so hard to live up to the expectations of people after Verdansk and the nostalgia. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing now. I mean, people are going back to 2020 when they first dropped into Verdansk, and they're like, they want that back. They want that feeling back. And
yeah, and
I
that's
mean, if
what
they had it back for a month, they'd be tired of it again. I promise.
true. And that's another reason. That's another question where my answer is Rebirth Island. Like that Resurgence game mode is so fun. A ton of people are playing it now, with a little bit of fatigue on Caldera. I saw Modern Warzone did a Twitter poll, and like 73% of people were playing more Rebirth. Um, I feel like that's an opportunity to give people also variety of gameplay so it doesn't get stale. They could make smaller Rebirth Island size maps. You could do like a desert one, a jungle one, an urban one, like a temperate climate one, or like kind of Verdansk, like Russia or whatever. And like all these different like snowy mountaintops and different things. I feel like if they had like 6 or 7, that's a lot. They wouldn't do that. But if they had like 5 or 6, that's what I want. If they had like
Crash
4 or 5,
wants a lot of maps.
I want
He
a
wants
lot of
12,
Rebirth maps. Yeah.
12 to 24
So if they came
on
out
a
with
cycle.
if they came out with 45 Rebirth maps, I think that would be really nice to give people variety. And I just think that game mode is pretty good. I wish.
I agree, man. And even freaking Vanguard Resurgence, where it was taking us to different parts of Caldera. We've talked about this before, but that was nice because it took different sections of that map, and it was like playing a different map every game. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Uh, they do need to do something. I know we've got the Rebirth update coming here soon. Nobody knows when. They've not talked a whole lot about that, but the Rebirth Reinforced is coming in the next couple weeks. They're definitely not going to let that just go away. I'll be really interested to see how that progresses going into Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. They're not going to leave the Rebirth crowd out to dry, and I'm very interested to see what they do for them
Yeah.
in Warzone 2.
Yeah. So we're saying 45 to 60 maps.
If you had it, you should go work for them. You tell them make
Yeah.
60 maps, all Rebirth sized, all of them fantastic with perfect audio.
Easy. Now pay me. They'd punch me in the face. So Ralph Salve also said the next 2 months are going to be eventful, so stay tuned. And I fully expect, we're moving into springtime. We're gonna start seeing teasers for Call of Duty and stuff like that. So it's gonna start to be fun again. Getting
My biggest
excited about
concern
upcoming stuff.
I I think they're going to crush the launch. I really do. I think coming out of the gates, it's going to come out so strong. My worry is going to be about January, January of 2024. I think is when we're going to start running into problems,
Yeah, with
and I, with just overall fatigue. If they don't keep on it, um, I'm afraid they may get a little bit lazy toward the tail end of its life cycle. I just that I can't. I mean, I think it's great if they do it right. The 2 years is amazing. It's what it needs. I worry if they're going to do it though,
yeah,
all the way through.
it's almost like they don't have any other competition because Battlefield sucked.
They don't. They
Uh,
they really don't.
they don't, and then at the same time, I feel like they make most of their money on the front end. So like later in Call of Duty, there gets to be like a point where they switch, right? Like where they do less and less content for the current game, and I feel like they pull more and more people to work on the next one. Now things might be different because there is allegedly no 2023 COD, so we're getting Modern Warfare for 2 years.
If they put the work in the proper ways, it's going to be amazing. I'm just worried they're not going to.
Yeah, and I talked about this in regards to Battlefield. I miss getting hyped for DLC. I know like you can say what you want about premium, like it split the player base and it sucks to have to pay more for more maps and stuff like that. But I
It was
really
amazing.
miss getting excited for like 4 maps. Like especially in Battlefield. Like the last game where we had that was Battlefield 1. The DLC in Battlefield 1 was so good. And you
Mm.
could get so excited for it. It's like, dude, I get home from work today. I got 4 maps to check out and try to learn and look at and stuff like that. It seems like with these live service games, there's just less content. And I guess it's because I'm old, which spoiler alert, I'm a boomer. I'm really old, especially when it comes to playing shooter games. Um, I feel like maps are what I want to see because that's what makes shooter games good or bad, kind of. And like you see maps, right? Like skins and stuff like that are all right. You don't really see them that much, but I feel like when a map is something that you experience, you're in, it changes gameplay, it keeps variety. Like skins and stuff are cool and people spend money on them, but I would just rather there be more maps. I missed like 4 maps dropping at a time for
Yeah,
DLCs for COD and stuff. And I feel like with live service, they've cut back on the maps and stepped up like the cosmetic stuff.
100%. And I think it's a live service, so people pay for it once. And with the DLCs, I feel like that sense of people paid for this, we have to deliver, uh, is different than, oh, well, we just have to maintain this live service now. We can just do this or we can just do that. And the attention to detail has definitely waned in the days of live service in some cases, and not for the. It's just not been good in a lot of cases. I
Yeah.
feel like it's created some laziness.
Yeah.
Hate to
There's
say that, but I don't know how else to put it.
I would say complacency maybe. They just don't feel like they have to produce like that was the cool
Complacency,
that was
laziness.
I mean complacency sounds way nicer, but it's the same thing. So the thing, oh, I got ads. Somebody get YouTube Premium around here. Jesus, Ned. So yeah, the thing that I thought was cool about Premium was you knew what you were getting. Like there's gonna be like 16 maps over the course of the season, and that's what you're getting. With live service, they're not really tied to do anything. So I feel
Right.
like it also gives them an opportunity to like maybe if the game doesn't do as well, like 2042, we're gonna really see what happens here with 2042. I feel like um the, I think I think if the game would have done well, we would have got a lot more content. And I think now with the game performing how it is, we're going to get the absolute bare minimum. And that's the flexibility that live service gives to developers and publishers. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Basically what I'm starting to arrive to is I don't like live services.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Like you take Battlefield 1 for instance. We obviously love those DLCs. They were great. Yes, it did somewhat split the player base. In a perfect world, you buy Battlefield 1, those maps still dropped just without the term DLC and having to pay an extra $25 or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for, but we didn't get. Yeah.
That's basically what the live service should be, but I don't know if it ever will be. So we'll see. I mean, look at Warzone. They've came a long way with that. Um, that is my biggest worry though, is getting into the year two of no new game, what they're going to be doing, what they're how are they
Yeah.
going to keep things fresh, and will they do the work to keep people's attention?
Right.
Because they're not going to have a major release to reveal and trailers and this or that. So what are they going to do on the in betweens um, to keep the player base engaged? And it's going to have to come with content.
Yeah.
Um, and they're going to have to almost treat it like they're promoting a new COD, and they're going to have events big enough that take the place that fill the void of that, getting ready for the next COD for people,
Yeah.
and that excitement. It's got to come like mid cycle
And
somewhere.
again, me with the whole, I don't know. I feel again like I'm the old man get off my lawn thing. Um, people, the majority of the COD community, I feel like when they came out and the rumor and leak came out that said there's going to be no COD 23, I feel like everyone's like, yeah, finally we get 2 years of support for Call of Duty. And I'm like, that to me does not say 2 years of support. That's where your mind goes. That's what you hope for. That's what it should be. But that legitimately just says no Call of Duty 2023. It all depends on the content of the game and if they support it enough to keep it fresh. Because,
Yep.
like it or not, there is a very, very pronounced COD cycle where we get really tired of the game.
Yes.
Well, me anymore, I get like 2 months in, but like the majority of the community, like 6 or 8 months in, is really tired of the game, and that's about the time, boom, we hit start doing marketing and teasers for the next one, and it
Yep.
works out, and people then get excited for the next one. When they don't have that, how is the community going to be? Are they going to stay engaged? Those are just massive questions, and there's going to have to be like season whatever it turns out to be, where that like they start to get fatigued from the game, and then it's like, well, there's no game to look forward to in 23. That second year needs to have a lot of content, I feel like.
Yep. They're going to have to. I mean, they know this. Somebody there is saying this. They're saying these things. It's just, can they pull it off? It's going to be interesting to see, because it's not going to be easy, especially getting into the midlife uh, of a 2 year cycle COD. I see that being a struggle for them.
Yeah. And I mean, they have, I don't know, they have a lot of studios working on it, so I feel like they should be able to do it.
Oh,
But
they absolutely. Look how many is working on Battlefield 2042 as well.
you don't say
They
that.
should have been able to. They should have been able to create a scoreboard
How many's working?
at
Scoreboard.
launch.
You shut up. Scoreboards are hard. You don't,
7 studios,
you don't
not
say that.
one scoreboard or VoIP. Like, what were they
Well,
doing?
hey, they had to put the game out without one, and they had to get feedback on the scoreboard to make sure they dialed it in.
Jeez.
Keep in mind, this is the first iteration of said scoreboard. So
Wait till the second iteration. It's
there's
going to be crazy out there.
yeah, it's gonna
It's
blow
going to
your mind.
break the interwebs.
You might even be able to look at it at the end of the game.
They might break 300 viewers on Twitch that day.
Get excited. Get excited. So yeah. The thing, yeah. So live services have me a little bit sour, because I think you said it best when you said that we had hoped for there you go. We had hoped for the same amount of content just for free, maps wise, and that didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
That hasn't happened at all.
So disappointing, man. And even Battlefield 5's post launch was very disappointing.
Dude, they drip fed content so bad. Like Call of Duty fell off a little bit with maps. Like, but they still have 2 or 3, like every season.
Oh, they're
Battlefield 5 was the worst trickle feeding, and I think
terrible.
2042 is gonna beat it for worst trickle feed.
Battlefield 1 crushed it. They were right on time. They were right on time every time. I
Battlefield
mean, it
1?
was yes.
Yeah.
Those DLCs dropped right on freaking time. If
dude.
you love
Like,
to play that game and you were into it, those DLCs landed right on time.
oh, and they had such cool names to them too, and like the cover
Oh,
art changed and stuff, and
oh, so yep.
yeah, yeah. Battlefield 5, like that live service, just like instantly soured me to live services across the whole thing. I just hate that word now.
I
I
would
hate,
10 to 1 rather pay $25 more and get the content we had in Battlefield 1. Let's be honest. I
I
mean,
would do it. A lot of
you know,
people would do it,
hands down.
but people
I
still
mean,
get
yeah, you're paying $60 for the base game, then 25. Screw it, man. Sign me up every time. I wasted $100 on Battlefield 2042. I actually had to buy it twice, once for me and once for Boone. I would rather have paid 60 and then 25 for a DLC. I mean,
oh
Jesus, because
yeah,
Battlefield 1 freaking crushed it. That's the last time I'm going to say it tonight. But
true. I bet it's not.
and even the ones before that did too. Battlefield 4 had some fantastic DLCs.
It's true.
I
Yeah.
think they did. I mean,
I'm trying to think what was the last Call of Duty with premium, like the with the DLC, like the premium pass or whatever. The last one I can think of was the last one I was excited for was Black Ops 3. I don't know when they switched to free DLC though. I can't remember for sure. But I just remember those map packs, and they're like, you get 4 map packs, you get 4 new multiplayer maps, and you get a new zombies experience.
yeah,
And you knew what you were getting, and you could get excited for them. And now with the
yep,
live service, they're not like, you get free post launch content. That's all they say. And then
yep.
yeah.
But looking at COD's roadmaps and things for each season, they're doing a nice job for a live service. I mean, man, they're putting out a lot of maps, a lot of content, a lot of guns, uh,
It's true.
everywhere but except Warzone. I mean, they've had one, I consider
Two.
it one map change. I don't count Verdansk 84. That was a crock of shit, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
that was
I
pretty
mean,
bad.
parts of the map played a little better, but Jesus Christ, man. I
Yeah.
was watching a video today. I think it was E. coli Espresso was talking about Blackout 2 and what
Shout out.
almost happened there. I like that guy. He's got nice vids
He
on
does.
COD. Uh, but yeah, they had Black Ops Cold War set up. You know, kind of how uh, Ground War kind of put the pieces together for Dance. They were doing the same thing with what was it? Oh gosh, dang it, Fires. I want to say Firestorm, but that's not correct.
What are you talking about?
Black Ops Cold War had that big map where you actually dropped in with a parachute, like it looked like you were going into Warzone,
Oh,
but you
Fire
had the
Team.
gas.
Fire
Fire
Team.
Team.
Yeah, Fire Team
But
something
that
or
was
other.
different maps, and then they actually leaked the map that
Euro
all those
Mountains.
different. Yep, they had them all stitched together, and it looked amazing. I would
Yeah.
like to have seen that. I would rather have had that than for Dance 84 personally.
Right, but I think I think from when the Call of Duty developers put on their big person pants and said we fucked up, they I think that's they were planning on releasing Euro Mountains. I think something was broken at an engine level, and it made more sense for them to just mix everything into the current map, and I think that's what happened. So yeah,
I think Warzone was so much more successful than they planned on when they started making Blackout 2 that there was no way they were going to go away from the base mechanics of Warzone and add in swimming and all that fun jazz that Blackout had introduced. And Treyarch's been known for. I mean, how many? Can't remember when they introduced that, but it's been several iterations back of Treyarch CODs. You could jump in the water,
yeah,
not stick your toe in and die.
I think they meant to I think Euro Mountains was coming, and then it wasn't going to work, so they just made an 84 version of Verdansk, and that's what we got. But they yeah, I think they learned from it, and I that was so cool that they said that we messed up and we're going to fix it. And I don't know, I wish DICE would do that. Can you imagine? They they still blame everything under the sun for why Battlefield's not doing well. just in all their communication, they seem so sour. They seem so mad at the community and stuff, you know, rather than like being a little bit empathetic. And I mean, there's trolls and stuff out there, but I feel like you should understand that if your job is like, you know, community management in the ages of the internet currently. I mean, even on my crappy little channel, I get trolls that say mean stuff, and you know what? I'm okay.
Welcome in. Like the video or dislike
okay.
it. We can't even tell now.
Yeah, like the video. If not, I mean, you know? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. If you don't agree, Colonel E.H. Taylor, then you.
There you go. Shout out Colonel Taylor. Guys, to be honest with you, I don't know, like for those of you that have watched the Twitch streams, the more bourbon I drink, the more shout outs happen. Like everybody starts getting shout outs. I start just doing shout outs, and I just love it. I love giving everybody shout outs.
Shout out everybody.
Shout out everyone
all
for
15 people that have liked this video.
Amazing. Incredible. Shout out all 2 people that downloaded this on their favorite podcast app of choice. Super appreciate it. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I think that about covers it for COD and how terrible live services are and how it's going to be extremely interesting to see how it plays out. I think my YouTube channel had planned to be like, I was going to try to be the weapons guy for Battlefield 2042, and nobody searched for that game anymore. So I kind of gave up. And I think covering the industry and things like this is what I want to do. I know there's a lot of people that do it and stuff, so those of you that stick around are effing legends. Shout out to you guys. But
yes,
this stuff, like what's going to happen with COD when there's not a yearly release, is going to be so interesting to me. Like what they're going to do with Battlefield 2042 and how they're going to change it and what they're going to do moving forward with a game that's underperforming.
And what some of these indie games are going to accomplish in that amount of time.
Yeah, all this stuff is just super interesting to me, and I want to keep talking about it because it's fun.
You got World War III up and coming.
Yeah.
And we also have something that's on the next little ticker down.
Hell of a segue, my friend. Hell of a segue. Look at that. Look at you go. You're a professional broadcaster on the program.
Basically.
So yeah, essentially things are happening with Dr. Disrespects. I don't know if you've heard of the 2-time.
He's the back-to-back.
If you didn't know.
1993, 1994 blockbuster.
Video game
NBA champion.
He's an actual video game superstar. So stuff is starting to happen for his game. If you guys don't understand, if you're not familiar with it, quick run down, run around, run through. We're gonna do a quick run by.
Ring around the rosy on this son.
And I might even do the Macarena. I don't care. What's going on is he started a AAA development studio called Midnight Society. Dr. Disrespect does have a little bit of AAA development experience, being one of the map designers on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Yeah. So things are starting to happen with his studio teasing their upcoming game, which is presumed, based on what he streams most of the time, presumed to be a battle royale. It's going to be very interesting to see what he comes up with. He's amassed talent from several different studios that have done larger games. He has a lot of, if I recall correctly, I may not because I'm old. There's a lot of people from Halo that are going to be a part of this. So
he's got a good team put together, and sounds like tomorrow, right? Something's being said tomorrow.
So yeah, they already have the stream up. They had a mini game on Discord, and it's like incredibly tough. Like I struggled. So in 15 hours tomorrow at noon my time, noon central, it looks like something's gonna happen where they're gonna start upping the teasers for Dr. Disrespect's game. I don't know how it's gonna be. And again, this is just something that's gonna be super interesting to follow and watch and see how it turns out, what we get from it, and talk about it and react to. It's gonna be fun.
The audio will be fantastic.
It better be.
I've heard rumblings that's going to be a vertical BR. I don't know how that would work, but I've heard that said multiple times, and I don't quite understand. I can't wrap my head around how that's going to work.
I hope somebody talked him out of that. But yeah, it did. He didn't say that was explicitly what they're working on. I feel like he did say that like a year or so ago. Well, I think it's a year, but in boomer time, it's probably like 10 years ago. But at some point in the past, he said that if he would build his perfect game, it would be like a vertical battle royale, and like you have to fight your way to the top of the building, to the tippy top, covered in Vaseline. And
Yep.
I just don't think that's a good idea. That's always been one of my least favorite things is in first person shooters is fighting in stairwells. Oftentimes for audio is almost, it's really bad in Tarkov, but honestly audio is almost always scuffed in stairwells, and it's just hard to tell because like we have most
Above
of
you,
us,
below you.
yeah, most of us have stereo headsets, right? Like we can left right is pretty good, up and down not as good. Gonna be honest with you, not as good.
Not as great.
So yeah, I think a vertical battle royale would be terrible.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they come out with. You know, it's just another instance where, you know, AAA studios they've got competition coming, and they've got competition coming from people that know what's going on. They know what they're doing, and that's exciting. Now the problem with a lot of these are it's not AAA, so they don't probably have the budget, they don't have the money, they don't have the marketing team. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think a lot of this stuff is going to come to a head around the mid-season point. Not to go back to it, but the mid life of COD
Yeah.
in 2023.
You said not to go back to it, but you went back to it.
I did go back to it. I think that's when we're going to see a lot of the indie stuff come to a head. I'm
Yeah,
talking World War III, possible crossplay. I think some things are going to go down around that period of time, and I
yeah,
think a lot of these indie developers are kind of gunning for that period of time.
that makes a lot
So
of sense. And I guess that is something we didn't cover too much, is that is a great time for another game to shine. There's going to be that little bit of dip and that fatigue in Call of Duty and no new game. That's a great
yes,
opportunity for other people.
and there's a
Good
lot of
point.
indie games on the rise right now that have been announced or started being in the works in the last 2 years. So it will be interesting. I don't have any faith Battlefield is going to do anything remotely even close to what they should at that period of time. So I think it's going to be something else. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be something else.
Yeah, it could be an interesting year because, and there, I could be wrong here. Oftentimes I am. There could be like less marketing noise for Call of Duty, right? It seems like when there's a new Call of Duty announced and teased, like we're probably gonna see in the next couple months, it dominates the news cycle, right? Like that's what everybody's
Oh yeah.
talking about. It just like in the shooter genre, that's what everybody's excited about. They're talking about, and I know not everyone's
Uh-huh.
excited about it, but like everybody talks about it. It's a big deal. It's going to be
Everybody hears about it, whether you
yeah,
want to or not.
right. And it's going to be interesting to see a year if these leaks are true when that doesn't happen, and what stuff we are able to hear about with a little bit less noise coming from the Call of Duty community. It's going to be
For sure.
interesting to see who
COD's
who's
going to have to figure out how to. They're going to have to figure out how to make some noise in that midlife, and I think a new game stands a hell of a lot better chance coming out against a midlife update from COD than they would a COD launch.
Halo Battle Royale. We don't.
Nobody cares.
Whoa.
Maybe like 6 people.
Okay. Same amount of people that listen to the podcast.
25 people downloaded the podcast.
Yeah, whatever.
4 times the people that care about a Halo BR.
Thank you guys for 17 likes. Shout out.
18.
What? Oh, I
18 on my end.
must be delayed. But anyway, so
Whatever.
am I correct? Yeah, just whatever, guys. This show sucks. Am I
So bad.
am I correct in that
Words.
Dr. Disrespect Studio is named Midnight Society? That's not the name of the game, right?
Correct. That's that is the
We don't know
company.
we don't know the name of the game per
Maybe
se.
we find out tomorrow. I'm going to be watching.
I have to
I'll be
work.
checking it out. Oh, you'll be lurking on it in the truck.
I'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Don't lie. Call me. I'll fill you in.
All right. Keep notes. So yeah, anyway, that's the main takeaway here. everyone stay tuned. Tomorrow we should hear something from Dr. Disrespect Studio. It would be really interesting too if he went the route of Apex Legends, and maybe it started out as a battle royale and then he started to add other types of game modes and multiplayer type game modes that Call of Duty used to have and stuff like that, with just immaculate and pristine audio. Can you imagine?
It's gonna be great. I think they're on the right track. Come out tomorrow. I think they may announce something. I don't expect much tomorrow. Like, we're not going to get details,
Right.
because if they did it like a lot of details now, it's going to get lost in the Modern Warfare 2 build up. I think you're going to hear about it. It's going to get people excited. They're going to remember it, and then you're going to hear more about it next March, April.
Yeah. And
That's my takeaways. Write it down, put it in your phone, make yourself a reminder.
I mean, that's valid.
But it's going to be big. They will do some big things promotion wise for that game, though. It's going to be the promotion will be on point. Like, you can guarantee it. And they will have their timing down. So
it's also really, really wild, that Discord game they had. So you guys can try to do it. I tried to do it. If you go to the Midnight Society Discord, they tweeted a couple times. I couldn't figure it out. I'm an idiot. I tried all kinds of different commands and tried to figure out how to get into the deal and do their little thing. They had a like a mini game in the Discord where you put in commands, and it was kind of like you're playing a battle royale and you did missions and stuff, and you could secure an airdrop to like presumably get in the game early. But like, we don't know what it was, and I gave up on it because I was too stupid to figure it out. So I got to the point where I was like, I'll just wait till they say something obvious. I couldn't handle it, man. So yeah, I think their marketing is going to be next level, because they're already doing some pretty crazy stuff on their Discord. Moving right along.
Forward.
Quick shots. This is the part of the show where we talk about smaller news stories. Although I can see talking about World War III being a little bit longer than the others. But yeah, first thing I had on the list, you can't even see the list. Dude, you have no idea what I'm going to talk about, do you?
No clue.
Are you nervous?
No. Not even slightly.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about Rainbow Six. Everybody's favorite game.
Siege.
Yeah. It comes out tomorrow. The new season.
Oh, they actually announced it?
Yeah, season 7 tomorrow.
Nice. That's my birthday.
Shout out. Your birthday.
They knew it was my birthday. They're like, we're going to drop it on Hillbilly Man's birthday so he'll buy it and finally play it with Crash. That's what they did.
Yeah. That would be great. But anyway, yeah, it's coming out tomorrow, so that'll be really interesting. A lot of people should probably check it out. I personally think they've kind of done a poopy job at communicating what is coming in Year 7 Season 1. Of course, there is the roadmap, but there's a lot of little stuff in there that people have wanted for a really long time. Like the TDM mode.
Right.
And they're adding a bunch of settings and stuff to console that people have wanted. This is the first time in, I think, 2 years you're getting a brand new map mid-season, which is a big deal. And I don't know, they've been overall fairly quiet about it, short of just saying Season 7 Year 1 is coming and providing the roadmap.
That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't get that. The roadmap's, impressive for a Year 7 roadmap. Their communication's been doo-doo. It's been poopy. They need to get a bidet, get the shit off of it, and dry again.
Shout out bidets.
It was not good. But maybe they launch that up after it releases and try to get people to know about it. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know about the TDM mode or none of that. Because I've literally not seen it anywhere.
Right.
Like, nowhere.
Right.
I should be seeing that crap.
Yeah.
I am their target audience to potentially download the game.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff they could do. They've done some really cool cinematics, and I'm not 100% sure. It might be like way too much stuff that goes into it. But I feel like they could have like some creators show maps, and they could have, I feel like they should have some of their creators do early TDM gameplay, and like show off some of that extra stuff and hype it up a little bit more and get people back. Cause I think a lot of people have tried Rainbow Six Siege and left, they're addressing a lot of the reasons that people have left, but they're not communicating it that well. They've done a ton of stuff to mitigate the things that people have left for, but they just haven't communicated it. They're doing a lot of stuff with like anti-cheat, smurfing, a lot of the things that I was frustrated with. They're working with a bunch of third-party people to get, you know, cheaters and smurfs figured out and verifications for playing ranked. And I just think it's a really good game, and they're into the 7th year of supporting it with new maps still and stuff like that for a game that you can pick up pretty dang cheap. And I just think that should be commended. And I think they could get a lot of players back if they communicated just a little bit better on what's coming and get people excited about some of these features, because for a game to be in year 7 and still getting updates like this is pretty impressive. And I just feel like they should lean into it.
That was a quick shot.
Was it?
Man, that was good.
I mean, that's what we're after. So thanks, man. The next on the quick shots is something that I think is going to be an incredibly quick shot, because I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay.
Me, I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no idea what happened.
I kind of like this.
To hear about it.
I kind of like this. I kind of like knowing what we're going to talk about next, and you don't. And I just,
you can just kind of hold it here and like wait and like draw the anticipation.
I have a position of power right now. I know what's coming, and you don't.
Right.
But yeah, did you see? I feel like you probably saw this, but like Modern Warfare 3 had 480,000 viewers on Twitch yesterday.
Yeah, they had a big tournament somewhere. Yeah, it was wild.
What? Like, I saw that, and then a bunch of people were tweeting about it, and I think it was crazy. It just goes to show you like how fast things can pick up for like a Modern Warfare game, I feel like, and how people are excited about it. But I think I'm not sure if it was in Spain or Latin America, but it was all Spanish streamers that were playing it. I feel like, I'm not sure which region they were streaming it from, but that's where the tournament was. They were all Spanish speaking streamers, so I watched some of it. It was just interesting to watch people play that game again. It was pretty wild. It was a massive, random, massive amount of people. Like, it was so crazy. Random. It was wild out there. And then quick shot.
On to the next one.
I'm gonna have to get a sound thing for that, aren't I? Never mind. No, I just got you. I don't need a sound thing.
I can replicate that too.
Yeah. Let me.
Anytime you want.
I have to create a little bit of suspense here while my production team pulls up the video I want to show.
Ned, the production guy.
Ned, the production guy. He is slow.
Get him out.
Hunt Showdown is getting 2 new weapons, and they're doing a bunch of engine level stuff to help with like performance. Why can't I talk? It's not because I'm drinking bourbon. Yeah, so a lot of people are excited about getting performance fixes in the game Battlefield, and they're also doing 2 new weapons for the game for Hunt Showdown, which is a game that I kind of want to try. I have heard a lot of really good things. I've heard several people say it has the best audio of any first person shooter ever. So it's supposed to have like super, super good audio.
Maybe we should check it out one night.
Maybe we should play it. I would do it. I've had a lot of people say you should try it. It's kind of creepy. Shout out Zen. What's up, dude? And I want to take a chat question real quick. You think the flop of 2042 has had them get a bit quiet? Yeah, it has. And I think there's not very many people working on that game anymore. I don't think there's a lot of content planned. I think most of the studio has moved on to the next game. So yeah, but yeah, shout out to
somebody's in there talking about it
and
trying to figure. They're not going to just lay down and let the franchise die. But yeah,
they're
see what their next moves are. It'll be interesting to see.
They're on to the next one. And also shout out for the 18 likes.
19 on my side.
You don't know. I don't know.
Just saying, I'm living in the future, man.
I guess.
I'm living in the future.
Freaking me out.
That was a quick shot.
And the next
showdown.
Boom, Hunt Showdown. Next quick shot is this game that you're excited to hear about. The Cycle Frontier. Have you heard Geeks talk about it? Geeks, friend of the channel. He gets incredibly excited about it. You want to see a Canadian man get incredibly excited about it? Talk about the Cycle Frontier. So what Cycle Frontier is, it's a very interesting take on the extraction type game mode. And it's basically Space Tarkov, and it's kind of Tarkov light. The interesting part about it is, it has implemented something that Tarkov wants to do, to my understanding, is have persistent servers. So like your raid or whatever that you go into is always there. Like that server just continues to run. Dynamic loot pops in every once in a while. And yeah, so like instead of like in Tarkov where everybody loads into a raid, it's like 40 minutes or whatever, and it dies and the raid is over, that server's done. This has servers that last for several hours, and you enter in at certain different points. Like you decide that you want to go in, your spaceship drops you in, there's AI, there's other players, there's like a big marketplace you can see in the trailer there where you can pick out what you want to take in, buy certain things from vendors, buy and sell stuff. There's also a mining thing. I saw him like mining rocks and finding jewels and stuff like this.
Minecraft, or is it Tarkov, or what is it, man?
I don't know what it is.
Laser beams. They have health bars.
Does it have bidets? I don't know. That's what everybody's wondering. But their closed beta 2 comes out in 2 days, which is, for those of you playing at home, that's going to be Wednesday.
Wow.
So people are excited about it.
After my birthday, I'll be 35 years old in 1 day at that point.
Join the club.
Just to let you know.
Welcome in. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. A lot of people are saying this is the model that larger studios are going to follow to bring a Tarkov type game to like console and the masses. Like people that that don't want to put in like the 6 months of hell to learn Tarkov. This is that it gives you that type of gameplay that's much more accessible. And this is from what I understand.
Only?
That's an incredible question.
I mean, the people want to know. I mean, there's people that want to play Tarkov that have consoles. They're like, dang, I can't. Now we're talking about a space like Tarkov, and people are just dying to know, is it going to be on console?
They are.
It is going to be on console.
No, they are wondering, and I'm about to Google it.
Oh.
Ned,
what's the skinny on this game, Ned? Those of you that don't know, Ned is the production assistant that helps Crash get all of his crap together. He does a terrible job at it.
Shoot, guys, I'm sorry. As of October 2021, the Cycle Frontier is only available on PC. No version of the game has been announced for console.
That's a bummer.
Dang it, dude. Dang it.
That's a bummer.
But
it's a bummer for the console fans. Another shot. It's
something to watch. I've just heard several people think that this is a mode that, or this is a type of game that larger studios could emulate and it be accessible. Scalable. So if you want to watch it, I highly recommend friend of the channel, Geeksay. He's going to be streaming it.
I bet he streams it Wednesday.
I bet he does. Over on Twitch. 16th. So it is literally Geeks and then EH because he's incredibly Canadian. Super good dude. And he has YouTube as well. He actually has done some interviews with developers. So if you're like super wanting to know more about it in depth, you can check that out. And
that was a quick shot. All right, on to the next one, which is the last one I want to talk about. World War III.
Not it's the game World War III. We have to be clear now, unfortunately. Yeah, I played a lot of it this weekend, and I had several moments of it where I was like, dude, I'm having a really good time. So yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. I had I had a really long video that I was going to be working on, and then like Jack Frags, Level Cat, like a ton of Battlefield creators all made World War III videos today, and I wasn't able to get to it. which is kind of unfortunate, but I still will probably make it because I have quite a bit to say, about World War III. It I just had so much fun at certain points in the game. I don't know, a couple of the pluses and minuses that I had written down for my video: the leaning, the crouching, the sprinting, crouch sprinting, and like able to prone on your back like Battlefield 5 was all super cool. It was good to have that stuff back. The tack sprint was nice. It was really annoying though when you did when you sprinted, the camera zooms out and like your FOV goes up, which is terrible. As you can see on the screen, sorry podcasters, they added glow sticks, so they have an amazing amount of customization, and they added glow sticks, red glow sticks on enemies and blue glow sticks on friendlies, and it helps identify friendly and foe really well, which is another weak spot of 2042. But it was super cool. I really like that. The mantling was really rough. Yeah, the cam zoom, and I just feel like this game, everyone has said that everyone has said this could be it, like this could be the Battlefield killer or whatever, but my answer to that is Battlefield killed itself. This game is kind of its own thing, and I have some reservations about it. Given the dry state of FPS games right now, it's really easy to get super excited about it, but there's a couple of things that had me worried. They did the stress test on Saturday and it didn't go well from a networking standpoint. And I know everyone is going to say it's a stress test, what do you expect? And that is true, very true. Like they were testing it, and I'm a little bummed out that it didn't go well, because they've had networking issues since 2018. Like that's what killed the game. I don't know, I originally bought the game in 2018, and that's what happened. Like people couldn't play it because of the network stuff, and then it just slowly died out. More people were interested in it, but no one was playing it, so no one was going to buy it, and it just became this feedback cycle of no one was playing it, people wanted to play it, but no one was playing it, so they wouldn't play it. Like it just got really low numbers and they pulled it. My Dot Games got it and it's re-releasing. I was pretty bummed to see some of those same issues come back. That being said, it was a stress test, and it did apparently stress the servers. The map you see on the screen, the Polyarny map, is one of my favorite. It beats any of the Battlefield 2042 maps. I really enjoyed playing the Attack Ops mode on this map. It just had a really cool vibe to it, and like there was a lot of really cool routes, flank routes, lots of cover, hills and stuff like that. They did an audio rework, which is awesome. The audio is not great now, but it's acceptable. It was not acceptable before. The audio was really bad. Now it's like playable and okay. It's not holding. I don't think it's going to hold the game back by any means. Again, customization, weapon customization. I was able to kill some Chads, some like super high level guys, and take their guns. And it showed me like, because progression is really slow, but it showed me like what's possible with the weapon customization. They had some amazing builds. Like there's some crazy stuff that you can add. I picked up some kind of suppressed auto shotty that was crazy. I just think there's a lot of fun that could be had with weapon builds. Yeah, I love the movement, the leaning and stuff like that. I feel like they've done some optimization to it. I felt like it ran better. That being said, like there were issues on the playtest. When I played it before on Friday before the stress test, it ran great. Like I invited people to the party, popped right in, got in a match, boom, you're in. Like it worked great. But then after that, during the stress test, it was really rough. They had something weird happen because there were two clients too. There was the original closed beta test client, and then there was like a public stress test client, and they were like two different games on Steam. And I don't know if they didn't merge them or something. There was just something weird happened with all their stuff in that deal. But yeah, overall, essentially what World War III needs to do is shore up their networking issues and netcode and stuff like that, and then also add more maps and modes. and it's gonna be a ton of fun. And I know a lot of people really want to see this game come to console, and
Imagine.
there are glimmers of hope. I feel like it would be, my opinion is it would be kind of like an Insurgency Sandstorm type thing, where if it does well on PC, if it sells enough copies on PC and hangs in there and has a good player base, they might port it to console. That makes a lot of sense. But other than that, that's what they need to do. They also said to give console players like a little bit of hope. Then they said, I've said this a lot. If you guys have been part of the channel, you've probably heard me say this a ton, and I'm really sorry. Shout out, by the way. If you look on their content creator program, they have a bunch of frequently asked questions, and one of the questions is, do they support console, or do they want console creators? And they said their plan is eventually to get console creators on board with their creator program. So I don't think they're going to have, console creators on board if there's no game to play on consoles. So I think there's
calling it now, man.
You think they'll do it?
Midlife of Modern Warfare 2.
Console or 1.0 for PC?
Console. I think you're going to have console late 23, early 24.
Yeah.
I'm making all kinds of predictions tonight.
You're just throwing it out there.
Wait till I'm 100% correct. Everybody's like, dang.
It's true. I dropped my bourbon bottle on the ground. I had to pick it up. I need a little bit more of a splash to get through the rest of this. Just a little nipper. You know what I mean? A little bit more bourbon. So that's World War III. I'm really hopeful for it.
That was a quick shot on World War III. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Does that mean I have to quit talking about it? Because I have one more thing I wanted to say.
Go ahead. No. Just because I do the sound effect, that doesn't mean nothing.
Okay. It doesn't? I don't know. It seems like a big deal. But
I mean, we can make it definitive. But
I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, so they need to add maps and modes. And I would love to see a search and destroy mode. They definitely need to do a rush type game mode and then add maps. And I know there's other maps that we've already played and stuff like that, but I just have a lot of hope for this game. But during the stress test, I got hit with some bad memories. It felt like 2018 again. People were trying to play it, couldn't play it. And I mean, that was like 4 years ago. And they're still having network issues, and that bummed me out a little bit and got me, that kind of backed off my hype a little bit. And I hear the voice of public opinion, but Crash, it's a stress test, you idiot. They stressed the servers and they went down. That's the way they learned. That's the voice of public opinion. If you guys didn't know, that's what public opinion sounds like to me. And my answer is true, but they've had a long time. Like, this isn't a new game. And
2018, guys, we're 4 years in.
That's when it originally released. So they'd been working on it several years before that.
Oof.
And we're still having network issues like this. It bummed me out. And I hope that this doesn't mean a delay, because it's in a weird spot where they still said that this is going to be they're still, last official information we got was they're still going to release the open beta this month, but we haven't heard an official date. And March is pretty close to being half over. And part of me, like if I'm going into
Are you okay?
No, yeah, fine. Need some bourbon.
Wash that out of your, get it out.
So if I think into it farther than I should, which is what I oftentimes do, I wonder if the stress test was to see if it was ready to release this month, and it might mean that it's delayed. I don't know if a poor stress test means they're going to delay it. And where we haven't heard anything, I'm saying
worried, guys.
I'm a little bit worried about a World War III delay. A little worried about it.
It could happen.
So you may.
That was a quick shot, extended cut.
Director's cut for those of you playing at home. Yeah.
And now we're going into the bonus features.
Yeah, this is the bonus features of the DVD. You remember DVDs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much the main prepared. I I use the term prepared very loosely. That is the show, the program, the small regional broadcast that we had
The
planned for you
podcast.
guys. Yeah, podcast. Um, yeah. Is there any chat Q&A? I want to thank everybody very much for being here. Shout out to Andrew Clark, member of the channel. Appreciate that for sure. And yeah, just thank you so much for everyone being here watching this terrible disaster of a show. I have a ton of fun making it.
Me too.
I don't, do you? I feel,
I'm just happy to be out here.
yeah, happy to be here too. Happy birthday, Eve, man.
Hey, thanks.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
My bourbon got significantly cheaper on the second glass.
Happy bidet.
The reason why this show stinks, true.
So bad, Andrew.
It's so bad.
It is comfy in here, though. You know.
I do like it, man. It's so fun.
You can let your hair down.
I
Let
wish
your beard out.
I wish I had hair to
Enjoy
let.
yourself.
I wish I had hair to let down.
Show 'em. Take off your hat.
Oh, all right, guys.
Oh, okay.
So-
Hold on. I gotta tell them one thing, because these folks don't know this. I've told a lot of people this in the last 2 weeks. Did you know that Crash can bench press 455 pounds 6 times?
Ah, jeez.
Now show us
Yeah,
your bicep. Give us a little,
Clark.
give us a little ha. Give us a little flex.
Clark, dude.
One time.
What?
Flex it.
No. What?
One time.
First, you want me
The
to show.
podcasters will come to YouTube to see this.
First
They're gonna
off,
be driving in their truck, be like, this guy can bench 455 6 times. I've got to see his bicep, and they're gonna come for this flex.
first
Just
off, you're trying to get me to show my bald head, and now you want me to show off my little biceps, my little tiny arms that I have. Yeah. I don't know. And then this is a bald head, so yay.
It's not completely bald. There's still some hair.
I mean, it's bald by all intents and purposes. I just shave it off. But yeah. Yeah, I created content on Twitch and YouTube for like a little over a year before I told anyone, and that's why, because now everybody talks about it, and it's kind of weird.
I tell everybody I know.
I essentially am able to bench press a lot of weight because I'm just an inherently large man. I'm a big, hairy, giant, hairy American. And I don't know. It's just kind of not. I just don't feel like it's that impressive because I'm a big dude, like kind of chubby. I'm just one of those strong fat kids. I don't know.
If you ever need help moving the fridge or the washer and dryer in, you know who to call.
Call me. Surprisingly, there are people asking questions. There's actually people here watching this shit show. Reasonable One asked, "What's your favorite BFV map?" And also, great episode, guys. Thank you so much for that.
It's a terrible episode, but we do appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, it is nice. Favorite BFV map? I'm gonna go with since I'm an infantry player, I liked the Al Marge encampment, and I also I don't hate Rotterdam, to be honest with you.
I'll go with those two as well.
If I'm playing with the Fliegerfaust and homies, I used to hate Fjell. I used to hate it. But it's fun to Fliegerfaust planes on. They get so mad in the chat. That's another thing I miss on 2042 is all chat. People get so mad in the chat when you start shooting them down. Fliegerfausties. Yeah. Seth L asks, you all PC only players or do you also play console? I'm a PC only. My counterpart over here.
We just got into the PC world. We got a couple PCs back here now. So this old boy's got a 3080, not as good as Crash's 3090. And this old girl's got a 3070, and we also have PS5 in the household for some console games. So I do a little bit of both. Mainly, I'm gaming on a PC these days, especially for shooters. You just get the advantage.
But you're using a controller.
Absolutely.
So bad. He's a controller player.
I turn aim assist off though. I don't use aim assist.
Are you serious?
It's off. It's been off.
In COD?
Yeah, I'm not a cheater, dude. I'm snapping headshots on the sticks with no aim assist. What you
That
gonna do about it? So you can
that's
bench 455. I can hit the headshots with no aim assist.
that changes things. That changes my opinion of your skill greatly. I always thought you were a really good player. Now I think you're a god.
Imagine if I turned it on.
You have to try.
No, dude.
All
No.
right. I think that's pretty wild. We need to see how much Crash can bench in a future episode. I don't know. It'd be fun to stream like a gym session, but I don't know, dude. I'm too low key. Like everyone around would be, I would be embarrassed. Like if I had like a camera or a phone.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
With all the other people in the gym just trying to work out, get real. It would
So go
be.
to a 24-hour gym and go at like 3 a.m.
Oh yeah. If I'm
I
up
mean,
at 3 a.m., I've just been drinking bourbon.
You're hammered drunk, coming off a Tarky raid.
I don't know about Tarkov, man. That game. I worry about extraction games. We'll see how the cycle does it. I feel like you just hit a wall, man. It's like I don't want to go back in there. But yeah,
Well, great show.
it was fun.
Got our quick shots. Talked about Midnight Society. I'll be tuning into that tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 Central Time. I think the COD scene is looking bright for a while. We're going to have to watch that midlife cycle of that game, and then Battlefield. It is what it is. I got nothing else to say about that game as of now.
Wah, wah.
Just keeping
And
expectations in check with everything coming down the pipe. That's the words of the day.
pretty much. And I'm also looking forward to what World War III is gonna do. Hopeful for them to turn things around a little bit. And I still got my eye on Embark Studios, where a lot of the former DICE developers went. There should be something from them this year. So there's still stuff to look forward to. Year 7 Siege will be fun. I'll be playing a little bit of that. And yeah, I think
Twitch.tv/Crash8 because 1 through 7 and regular Crash was already taken by some other a-holes who don't even use them.
Yeah. The just standard Crash on Twitch is like not even, nobody's using it.
It's not active.
Yeah, but you can't
The
take
one
it.
thing we forgot to talk about, and it wasn't a note on here, and I'm extremely disappointed, was Elden Ring. But we can talk about that again some other time.
I'm sure.
I know I've not said that at all, but you should probably drink now. We also got Crash out in the lands of the in-between in Elden Ring, and we co-opted and killed Margit the other day. And even though he says he didn't have a good time, he did. He did.
Something's wrong with me. I mean, there's a lot wrong with me, but I just have a really hard time getting into story type games. I struggle. They frustrate me very quickly because I can't shoot my way out. Pew pew.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, that's what happens there. I tried lands in between. I named my horse. You guys, you have a spirit animal. You have your horse. I named him Sanjay. So when I'm riding across the lands of in between, I'm always like Sanjay, ha! And it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. What about racing? I heard GT7's pretty cool. Gran Turismo 7 is pretty cool. I feel like for me to get into racing again, I used to play those games back in the day a little
Back
bit.
when there was nothing else to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I've steered clear of racing games because I feel like that would cause me to spend a lot of money, and I would have to buy the steering wheel and the foot pedals and like all that shit. And I'd have to get settled in and dialed in down here. I have my gear shift over here on the right side of my steering wheel.
Get a rear view mirror up on your freaking monitor.
True. I have seen there are people that stream. For some reason on Facebook gaming, there are massive streams of people playing like Truck Simulator. And it's just it's just these dudes with like, they got the whole thing, man. They got the gear shift and the steering wheel, and they're just chilling, going down a road, talking to chat, hauling loads.
I used to play Gran Turismo. I played 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I just quit.
I played 4. It was really cool. Did you get 7? 7 came out. People are excited.
What am I going to do?
Race a car? That's what you do.
I just don't have. Man. I'm just not there.
I did dabble in Grand Theft Auto a little bit. I did play GTA Online and did some of the tasks and stuff, but pretty soon I had this realization and this epiphany that it's like I'm going out and doing tasks to make money so I can pay rent on my apartment, and like it's too real. It got too real for me. Like I have to do that shit in real life.
And I don't want to come home and have to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Pay
I like
bills.
to, I like to get in the game and kind of escape and do dumb stuff and whatever, and like having to pay rent and have a job and stuff like that was
That's
not.
why Elden Ring would be perfect for you. You don't have to pay no rent. Ain't even got to feed Sanjay. He feeds himself. He grazes on grass and poops where you can't see him.
That is incredible. I feel like he eats and poops in the other dimension that he's in
You
when
just can't see
he
him.
leaves. Shout out Sanjay. You know what I mean?
Have you ever wondered if when you spawn your horse, if he was like middle of just a huge crap, he's like, God dang it!
Ah, shit. I wonder what he
He's
does
whistling
back
me
there.
again.
Like no one knows what he's doing back there.
No, he's just chilling somewhere, and then but he's ready to go as soon as you whistle him in.
And I
He's
appreciate
there.
that. I do appreciate that. So, all right then. I think that's a show. Go back to Vice City. Aren't they remastering those? I feel like they're remastering those.
Vice City was amazing. I really enjoyed that back in the day.
It was
It
good.
was good.
I feel like I thought they were gonna do a remaster of them. Dirt 5 is good. I'll check that out. A racing game might be interesting.
Well, this show sucks, and thanks everybody for hanging out.
One more question.
Oh,
You like Squad or Hell Let Loose? I played Squad. I haven't played Squad since the new update, where they changed the visuals and stuff like that. But I am wanting to try it again. I liked Squad a lot. Hell Let Loose I never got into. I just, after playing a ton of Battlefield 5, I was just in Vanguard. I got a little World War II fatigued, so I never picked up Hell Let Loose. But I understand it's a different level, closer to Milsim. I've watched a lot of it. I haven't played it, but Squad is a great game, and a game that I would love to get into a little bit more if I had more time.
Beast Mode Mom missed it.
You didn't miss much.
Best looking woman in the world right there. That Beast Mode Mom is. Whew.
She really didn't miss a lot. I
didn't miss much.
I feel like the highlight of the show was quick shots.
Quick shot. I
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like we need to have that on every episode now.
Seth L wants to know what you got on the wall back there. What is that back there? Bows, a couple guns.
For YouTube, it's airsoft guns. Yeah, I love airsoft. No, this is my
airsofts.
This is my Matthews Reason bow and arrow, and then up there is a 458 SOCOM AR with a suppressor, and then that is a Henry lever action 357. And if you take that, this is really hard, that suppressor and put it on that lever action and shoot 38 specials, it's incredibly quiet and a ton of fun. It's a lot of fun. And then this right here, it's really quiet. And then this right here is a Wilson Combat 1911 45 ACP pistole that I really enjoy shooting. This down here is my bourbon collection with some bourbons.
Starting to beef up.
And that's it. That's what's going on back there. So yeah, American guns are semi-auto. It's true. Unless you have some fancy paperwork that I don't have. The Lord's pistol, true. I'm a big fan of 1911. It's a lot of fun. Guns, bourbon, and games. I feel like that's the holy trinity. Those are the main food groups you need.
Yep.
Yeah. All right then. Are you good?
I'm good. Let's play the outro and let these people go on about their lives.
Right.
Thanks for watching the worst show on earth.
Let's get this shit show over with.
Go.
Thank you guys. We'll see you later. Have a great evening, and we will talk to you. Yeah, like the stream on your way out. Even if you didn't like it, just click it. I mean, it's not a big deal.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And we'll see you guys, hopefully, God willing, next week. You guys take care. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you then.